Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki, the one and only Oiran from Mialoon. Let me fix where this is positioned real quick. Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Don't ask me how my break was. I haven't really taken one. Besides the fact I haven't been streaming, I have not been on a break. I have been on that fucking grind. I'm not gonna lie. So I can't talk about what I've been working on. Just know that I have been working. My nose has been at this grindstone. So I have not taken a proper break yet. I promise, by the time Busted Fellows 2 rolls around, I will take a break because I'm gonna need it. But like, I haven't taken a break. The only break has been that I haven't been streaming. So I guess if you go by that metric alone, you could call it a break, but I've been working. I got saddled with like several projects and I'm just like, oh god. Like on one hand, yay, I'm busy. On the other hand, oh god, oh geez, oh no. So, yeah. That's what I've been up to. Anyway, Love Cult. So Nochi Studios, the people that made Love Bite, they really liked the stream that I did for Love Bite. And I offered to work with them again in the future if they were ever interested in having me. Ohio. So I offered my services if they would like to do another collaboration with me in the future. And they were like, well, actually, this game that we have just released, and if you wanted, we could have you play that. And I was like, okay, yippee. I love playing games. That works for me. So today we are going to be playing Love Cult. I know like a little bit about it from when I was seeing them tweet about the contents of the game. But 3 love interests again. There's like a mechanic of like actually like recruiting people to your cult by making them fall in love with each other. So there's like a mini game thing. Was this the hype email? No. This is a hype Twitter DM because we've only talked in Twitter DMs, but this is not the hype email. I'm not allowed to talk about anything else that I'm working on. I can talk about this because I had to do it today because this was the only time I could squeeze in. They were like, what day or time would you be able to stream this? And I was like, I'm really fucking busy right now. So I had to be like, I can do it tomorrow or Monday because that's all the time I've got. And they were like, okay, thank you for squeezing us in at such short notice. And I was like, yeah, no problem. Here I am. That's why I'm frazzled. But no, it's good. It's gonna be a fun time. Let me get some stuff set up on my side. Okay. But yeah, I'm going into this mostly blind because I thought that it would be a little bit more fun that way. But I've seen like little bits and pieces, and of course I've seen what the love interests look like, and I like them. I couldn't choose who I was going to put myself next to for the thumbnail, so I just put myself next to everybody, including the heroine. So I don't know who we're gonna choose just yet. I guess we're just gonna kind of go in blind and see what happens. Yippee. Wow, look at all these save files. This one, I guess. Create save. Let's go. Okay. In my vision, everything was black. Black as the starless night. It had all started so fast, but once the shadow had overtaken the violet skies, the citizens of Civitas Millennia knew that time was up. The clock was ticking, swiftly approaching the stroke of midnight. One by one, the cars came to a screeching halt as lights across the skylines burst and scattered before going dark. All around the city, the celestial cyber shutdown has never been more real. Standing at the epicenter, I could hear people whispering all around me, panic clinging onto their every word. They promised us this wouldn't happen, so how could they betray us like this? As indignant as they were now, their echoes were soon swallowed up by the cold night air, left to be forgotten. I hear a voice from the stars, calling out to me. Awaken, Meridian. Salvation has not yet been lost. Civitas Millennia may have been forsaken by the gods, but not by the Lapis. It yearns to shatter with the divine and to spare the darkness from its final fate. Only Cosmos can bring forth salvation, Meridian, keeper of the Lapis, and the only way Cosmos can be created is with... To think, all this darkness and emptiness in this vision could have been easily prevented, and it's all because... not enough mortals are falling in love. Too real. We are in a love drought. Opening my eyes to this violet city, the vision remains clear in my mind. This entire cityscape, these low-light offices, moonflower shops, and midnight karaoke bars, they could all be spared still. All of these people don't have a clue that every day, every hour, every minute counts towards ending this eternal night. And all they need to do to save themselves is to simply fall in love. I can see the shadows looming not far behind me, waiting for me to make my move. Clutching at my hood, I summon a single neon card into my hand. Like always, its starry violet symbols glow back at me, easing my mind. The Luminary. I'll take it. Ready or not then, let's go make some Cosmos. Heading into the streets, my target is set on the brightest skyscraper of the Pantheon, the one whose neon spotlights typically glow pink against the haunting skies. But on this night, they glow an acid green in reverence to a certain cyber god. With security guarding the main entrance, I head towards the back doors. You'd think he'd insist on securing the back doors, or at least that's what I assume any respectable technopath would do. I suppose this is just a testament to how much his ego has grown since his ascension. Or is this the urge to roll my eyes as I keep following the path, footsteps drawing nearer to the faint sounds of some dark electronica pulse up ahead? I stay on guard while making my way towards the end of the hall. The music keeps pounding at my ears before I've even reached the final door. If it ain't my fave Oni Yuno, wow, your favorite. That's amazing in the sea of Oni tubers. Thank you. Hello. Soon comes the sound of cheers, followed by a rousing toast and clinking of champagne glasses, as I finally step into the night's festivities. Despite the green spotlights outside the building, this club is still very much decked in its typical Morpheum pink. Of Club Morpheum, a luxurious and a one-stop destination selling you every kind of vice you desire. Oh, cool. Nice that it gives you little, like, info bubbles. I like that. But of course, there's no way the Morpheum staff is going to let him forget whose domain he's partying in. Still, I was expecting at least a smidge more of the usual Cybersol systems green on the walls. Truly my favorite green, soon-to-be purple Oni of Mialoon, ehehe. Well, there's only one Oni of Mialoon to begin with, but... I understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down. The dance floor is a spectacle, a sea of shadows all bumping and writhing to an ambient beat before a massive Technicolor screen. Meanwhile, every booth is taken up by the usual pinstriped executive ordering rounds of the finest ambrosia, all to keep the hostesses toasting to their billion-dollar egos and the heartless machines that have spawned from them. There they all go, daring the bartenders to serve them the real nectar of the gods that's been stashed away in their best cabinets. If we want to talk about egos, though, there's still one clear winner, and that's... Amidst the swirling lights, the screen suddenly cuts to a trailer featuring a notorious acid green logo. Get ready to experience the future like never before! A world of fantasy, a body without limits, a love so true, who needs the real thing? Awaken into the macrocosm for the masses, where the impossible is your salvation. Awaken into Albedia. Your next destination launches live real soon, so come let your spirit soar and trust in the ever-infinite Cybersol systems. As expected from this crowd, the trailer stirs more cheers and salutes than ever before. Once they've downed their drinks, they soon get ready to return to their revelry. That is, until a grid splashes across the screen, revealing an emerald shadow on stage. So, how about it? Are you ready to reach heaven? At once, the crowd rushes back in droves with their phones ready, waiting for the lights to hit the stage. Once they do, the crowd goes beyond wild for their overlord. So, who's joining me tonight in Albania? No corner of this club is safe from those Cybersoul logos anymore, nor the face of a god ready to remind you of his true genius, or the 10-inch device he keeps caged in his pocket. When it comes to Void, he's more than ready to show you both. Adjusting his hologrid spectacles, Void basks in the applause without a shred of shame. Tonight's his night, after all. Other than the fact that he still couldn't convince the club to match his company's color scheme. At least he still managed to get the giant screen, so I'm sure he'll be toasting to himself at some point for that. Despite the applause, there's nothing stopping Void from rousing the crowd for more. Oh, come on! I know you can all do better than that. I'm giving you all the impossible for crying out loud. That's what you've all been waiting for, isn't it? To finally know what it feels like to see heaven through my lenses. Well, that's just exactly what the team and I have been working on non-stop since the beginning. I'm sure some of you were thinking that as soon as I ascended, I was going to run off to some paradise without ever looking back at this place. But how would that have made me any different from the rest of the Astrals who are watching from their cold fortresses above? Nah, I was never born to be just one of the many. Everybody already knows I wasn't born like them, so why try to be like them when instead I can be right here, proving to all of you why you made me your chosen one. The spellbound crowd soon begins chanting with him, affirming his every word. It's not long before I can barely hear him above their echoes and praise, but I'm sure that's exactly how he likes it. Better yet, it'll also make my job easier. While a section of the crowd continues giving Void his accolades, I set about finding my target once more. I can sense they're close. They've just got to be near. The lapis is my sixth sense, and it's telling me that my first clearance should be right here. Well, Hanaki, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Ooh. Good thing I refilled my water before this. Lots of reading. Ahem. My eyes suddenly lock in towards the bar. There she quietly sits, sipping at her cocktail while watching the onstage festivities from a distance. She's still wearing her Cybersoul Systems tag, so she must have come straight here after work. I do my best not to startle her as I take the seat beside her at the bar. Before I even say a word, the lapis is already glowing with excitement in my pocket. Ah, so it is definitely her. Well then, let's start. With a swift flick of my wrists, I present to her the very first card. For you, the persona. At once, she glances up from her drink. What is this? Take it. Hold it in your hands. That's the only way we'll get started. I can finally see it beginning to dawn on her as she ponders whether to set her drink down first. And what happens if I don't take it? Then I can't start the reading without you accepting the clearance card. Her eyes flicker back to the stage for a moment, then she leans in for a whisper. Between you and me, you don't want to be doing this here. You're going to get caught, or worse. That sounds like something for me to be worrying about, and that's only if they care to find me. We both turn to the stage again, where a fleet of drones are now showering Void with hordes of holographic donations. From the looks of it, it seems like he's going to be busy for a while. Might as well keep yourself busy too, hmm? I seriously hope you know what you're doing. Setting her drink hastily aside, she cautiously accepts the persona card. Finally, we're making contact. Interesting. What? Why? What are you seeing about me? You're going to have to give me more to work with first. Without a word, I summon the rest of the Lapis deck before her. Go ahead. Pick another card. The employee looks both ways before discreetly pointing to the last card on the right. Revealing itself to us, the star pattern on the card's crest oozes a bright pink, almost identical to the one emanating from her cocktail. Impressive. So he's an architect. You mean like a literal architect? More like a creator, a builder, an artist of sorts. This party is playing your kind of music right now, isn't it? I don't even know what they even call this genre anymore. Some people call it neurofunk, while others still call it dub techno. You keep several playlists of it for work, don't you? Wait, your cards can actually see that? With the cool wave of my hand, I flip the pink card over until it fizzles into an acid green. You keep several playlists of your favorite tracks, and there's at least 5 recurring artists that you keep coming back to. But only one of them is the architect. The employee's silence says more than she thinks it does. Hanaki, welcome in, welcome in. My day's good. I was sleeping a lot before this. My break's been not a break, so I have found that I've been getting more and more tired as each day progresses. But I'm fine. Smile. I'm surprised I'm getting such a clear reading just from the first card. But that must mean we're in the right spot, doesn't it? Now that I have her undivided attention, I let her choose the next card. Flipping the card over, she immediately turns pale. I got the devil? Relax, it's not what you think. Or well, at least I don't think so in your case. I shield the card against my jacket while it emits a far more respectable shade of green than any other I've been seeing in this place tonight. So the good news is that you're not a devil. So what's the bad news? It's that your devil is the one Joker prancing on the stage. I point the card over to Void. The answer far more than clear to me, but a world of terror for her. No, you've got to be kidding me. He's not even my type. Call it sacrilegious, but you know not everybody working for him wants to sleep with him, right? Somehow, I was under the impression that you're only supposed to work with people you typically don't want to sleep with. Thankfully, in your case, he's not your kindred, but he is your devil. It seems a kindred is one's soul match, also the name of one of the Lapis tarot cards. What's even the difference? In your case, the devil is merely your middleman, your bridge between you and your kindred. He's not who you're meant to fall for, but he will bring you closer to your match. I'm halfway certain that the only reason why the Lapis considers him the devil is because Voice isn't exactly what you call pure of heart. I'm sure being a pure idiot counts towards that too. Her words almost break my focus, but I try not to react. Yikes. And you still work for him, why? Who else hires programmers these days for decent pay? That's practically the only positive thing I can say about him, other than he always makes sure to keep the vending machine stocked. Anyway, about this match. Tell me my guy's not working for Void too, or is he? Well, it's interesting you mention that, because... Offering her the deck one last time, she clearly knows what to do, and she's not afraid of who's watching anymore. Middle card, please. Holding back a smile, I pensively flip the last card over. Wow, the Luminary. Twice in one day, too. Twice? But I only see one card of it. Ah, one card is all you need for your answer. Earlier you asked if your match worked at Cybersoul, did you not? Well, do you want me to tell you the good news or the better one? I can finally see the hope starting to reach her gaze. So he really doesn't work for him. So where is he at then? Well, I'll tell you now. He's not sitting at this bar. But I don't think you seem to have a problem with venturing into the underground. The underground clubs, I mean. Oh, now she's definitely starting to get it. I can almost sense the excitement rushing through her veins, and she's trying not to get too optimistic. Not until she has her proof. It It's him, isn't it? If him has been waiting for his big break until tonight, then I think you know the answer. The Luminary knows when someone's waiting for their first brush with fame, or when they want to make a lasting impression on the world. The beauty of this card is that it believes that such kind of immortality isn't just exclusive to the gods. With one last flick of my wrist, I summon all of the cards back into my pocket, except the one card she's holding, the persona. Clutching it to her, the employee follows my gaze not back to Void, but to the DJ at the turntables receiving a matching card from a stranger in a hooded jacket. As any good artist knows, that breed of immortality applies to musicians too. The moment they both lock eyes, the star patterns on their cards start to shift and glow violet until a new card materializes for each of them. A matching set. A pair of kindred. Oh my god. This is the kindred card? So it is him! He's known it all along? That's what this means, right? Like I said, you already know the answer in your heart. But that's what the lapis is also here for. To assure you that your kindred has been saving the next track for you all this time. In fact, he's even dedicated the one after that to you too. He just didn't know when he'd have the chance to admit it. So why not get out onto that dance floor? Only then will you both attain Cosmos. Before I've even finished, she's already taken my advice. Or rather, her heart's own. Watching them bring their cards together, I wait for their hands to finally meet when... At last, I see my signal to commence a wave of love magic of my own. Keepers of the Lapis, start matching. Now. In a matter of seconds, a sea of glowing neon cards rise among the crowd, as my fellow keepers heed my orders. Keepers. Members who follow the order and magic of the Lapis, Philia Sophia, Arcana, and Meridian's leadership. I see. Together we descend upon the Cyber Gods party, targeting the singles and the Lovelorn. Hey, I taught you guys this word. Lovelorn. One by one, the keepers offer out persona cards and single readings with only seconds remaining between targets. The Lapis will always be stronger when we can prolong the readings. But with time definitely not on our side tonight, it's 2 or single readings max. Chaos is rapidly unfolding, as the party-going couples revel in shock while their single friends suddenly receive a cosmic chance to change their fates. And all because of a single card in their hands. That's it! There we go. Let no single person leave this party without the promise of a soulmate. Target the couples, too. They need the assurance that their love is real. My fellow keepers know what to do, as I leave them to start matching the crowds closest to the stage. To my surprise, Void is nowhere to be found, but it does little to lower my guard. Any minute now, security is bound to show up. But we still have to try. If at least 10 of these people can find their kindreds by the end of tonight, then that's still 10 more who will attain enough Cosmos for the rest of us. Once the lights start flickering, that's when I know security's on their way. Come on, everyone. Quickly, one more reading. We don't have much time left. Summoning my own deck, I start rushing towards the back way, but not before offering 2 persona cards and a mystic reading to a pair of archivists and a hostess. The mystic card knows how much you miss your last love, but soon your kindred will take you back to that beach you loved so much in the summer and propose to you there. Better yet, it helps that he'll know how to save you if you swim too far from the shallow waters. Wait, so you're saying I'm gonna marry Maxim, the lifeguard? I hear her cry out in glee just before I spot the first batch of security storming onto the dance floor. At once, my fellow keepers and I set our escape plan into motion. We'll need to separate for now, but they know where to wait for me on the outside. Keeping the lapis close to my sleeve and my heart, I start to make my getaway. This premise is super interesting. Tarot readers who just only do love readings. The divine deck that can help you find your soulmate. I feel like the choice of color palette is interesting too, like the fact that the whole city is purple and then certain things are like pink but there's like ownership via colors. And it's like against the law, that too. Imagine tarot readers having to run away from security. Loving the BGM too, really fits the loungy vibe. Yeah, I like the music so far. The lights ahead illuminate my path down where I came from, as I try to recall the other 3 exits we'd mapped out. I'm pretty sure it should be right up here. Blast! That one's guarded too? There should still be another one here leading to the storage room. Otherwise, it's going to have to be vents. Still, the other one should be right up ahead. There's just enough time for me to turn my heel before I run straight into another batch of security making their way to stop the raid. Thinking quickly, I welcome the shadows until they're out of sight. At least they're going that way, which leaves me to take the other. Huddled in my oversized jacket, I wait for those clunky boots to trudge off to the main hall. At last, the door stands unguarded. Finally, I thought we'd... Going somewhere? A hand slams on the wall, blocking my path. I try to push it aside, only for Void to pin me between him and the wall, making himself my only view. You thought that I wouldn't notice what you've been up to? There's only so many people I'd let crash my party, you know? Yeah, he's doing a Kabedon, and I'm kind of just like, I should not be so easily swayed. I should not be so easily swayed. However, comma. And here I was under the impression that you didn't care who you invited as long as they came bearing gifts. That part's half true, sure. But where's your gift then? You just tell me where to start unwrapping and I'll get right to it. Seriously, didn't they tell you that I reserve my VIP invites for the clever ones like you? You could have just asked, mortal. I promised I would have given you a front row seat. So, you want to tell your name, or would you prefer I just call you my cute mortal from now on? Interesting how you're calling me a mortal like you weren't just one yesterday. Huh. At least it sounds like you do know who you're talking to. I wouldn't be surprised if you heard all of the legends about me then. Or were you actually paying attention earlier to my speech? In case you're still wondering about the other stories they say about me, though, then I'm here to tell you that they're all true. Every single last one of them. Void chuckles to himself. It shows no signs of pulling away, nor what he has in store for me. I keep trying to find another way out, but every time I turn away, his glasses start whirring and scanning in my direction. Of course, he's geared up on a night like this. As we speak, Void's probably telling security where I am. As I start running through the possibilities, Void instead seems more fixated on the lapis cards that I try to bury deep into my pocket. So, what's it like knowing you finally caught the attention of an immortal? Don't you mean demi-mortal? Drawing his hand back, Void leans towards me, stopping right at my lips. Whoa! Hey, whoa! Hey, whoa! Behind those hollow-grid spectacles, his piercing eyes keep searching mine. Yet, can I even let my guard down for a single second right now? One last chance. What's your name, mortal? I raise my chin as if I'm going to speak, but I say nothing. If it's my name he wants, then he's going to have to work for it. Nothing. Really? I don't think you've realized it yet, but you're making this even more interesting for me. In fact, let's take things up a notch. What if you tell me your name and I don't call security? And in exchange, I take you upstairs to come play in heaven with me. Void waits for the slightest sign from me, but I fight back in giving him one. Still, there's only so much my curiosity can resist or deny. You want me to go to heaven with you? To Alberia? That's right. I'll let you play through the first 7 minutes of the intro, all just for your name. You best bet no other mortal here is going to be able to say that they played in heaven with the creator himself. So just tell me your name. Tell me who you are. Tell me anything. What you want or what you're afraid of. I like knowing about the mortal I'll be showing my heaven to very soon. Void reaches to brush the hair off my shoulders, but his gloved hands surprise me with a softer touch. Even his gaze is going soft. But who's to say what I'm truly looking at is the face of a gracious god, or that of a scheming techno-devil? This is the weirdest game of playing hard to get I've ever seen. It's not so much that she's playing hard to get, she's just kind of staying quiet and, like, watching him. And he's the one who keeps trying to poke and prod at, like, all these different possible angles to try and get a reaction out of her. Because I don't know if she necessarily wants to go with him. I think she's just buying for time, probably. At least at this stage. Anyway, though, he is pretty. So, what's it going to be, my cute mortal? You want to give me a name in exchange for those 7 minutes of heaven? Choice jump scare. Zero options for the name. Yeah, it's just time to banter. All right, I have to check something though. Can I save? I can save. I can save. Let's freaking go. I love games that let me save at choices. Think. Want it to be a play on words and it's just a 7-minute makeout session in a closet? Well, he's been talking up Albedia this entire time. I'm pretty sure it's a real thing. But, like, I'm guessing it's another form of cult where he's the god of this digital realm, and anybody that, like, gets caught up in him becomes, like, obsessed with the VR world that he made or something. If I had to guess. Don't look at me. Oh, that's a cool UI with, like, the spinning circle. I really like that. Anyway, if we're going by what I would choose, I would probably say this. I thought silly mortals didn't do it for you anymore. Huh. Is that what you think? Where did you ever hear that? Have you forgotten that you're not the only god prowling these city streets? I think you're forgetting that I don't strum to the same beat as them. Maybe they think they can do without mortals, but I wouldn't say no to synergizing with one if they're offering. Especially when they're of the clever kind. Or the rebellious. Void's not shy at all about hiding where his attention lies, as he keeps studying me with a certain kind of wonder, as if I'm the first he's ever laid eyes upon. Moments like these... Am I sure that this is the same Void who's supposed to be a lover among lovers? Even us keepers of the Lapis have stopped to wonder whether such legends about him are true, or if they're merely the work of some lonesome soul lost in a digital wasteland. How do you feel knowing that I wouldn't balk at such an offer, even from you? That would require you to at least know my name first. If you don't give me a name, maybe I could just call you mine so we can be done with that. So how about it? Or is that not enough for you or your forbidden arcana? Before I can shield my pocket from him, Void summons my deck out with a shock of light from his gloved hand. His glasses scan across each of the cards until he finally gives me a triumphant look. So, you still believe in fairy tales? I believe in the Lapis. It's not different enough, at least not compared to my research. While you have been wishing upon stars and reading horoscopes, I have been developing algorithms. What you think your cute little cards can do, Albedia can maximize by tenfold. All I need to do is match the right profiles together, compute the right scenario, and give them access to the Heartline Sync when they're feeling frisky. Heartline Sync, the love mode in Albedia where users can engage in romantic/carnal behaviors for a price, also known as the cybering mode. You want to do some cybering with the person that you're interested in the video game? $40, please. $40 for like 7 minutes. That's crazy. I love that for him, though. I can't say it's not a based model. That's expensive. Do you look like he's going to only charge you $5? Do you really think? Nah, dude. He's got to make money off this shit somehow. Yes? He really went, you have cards, I have dating sites. You have cards, I have IMVU. He just made IMVU again. 7 minutes in Cyber Heaven, so true. What is this, Findom? Some sort of host digital club? I think Albedia is just supposed to be like an actual like digital paradise. It's just the Heartline Sync is where you go if you want to cyber someone. Just the fact that it's behind a paywall is skewing his algo results. I mean, you don't. I wonder if he knows that. I wonder if he knows that, but also is what it is. Even in the beta phase, people are already saying that true to our motto, what we offer is even better than the real thing. Somehow I doubt that. You say that only because you haven't tried it. But what if we fix that by tonight? You have to admit, this is a sad way to get me to cyber with you. You really think that's all Albedia has to offer? If it was, then I wouldn't have half a mind to even be telling you to try it with me. But who am I kidding? I can keep running the same spiel over and over again with you, and it still wouldn't cover the things we could be doing in heaven right now. All I'm hearing is a long-winded way of saying you just want to get to the cybering part. Stop saying that. Well, what's wrong with that? It's not like it's unnatural if I still said yes to Immortal. Besides, in Albedia, you could even be an Astral if you wanted to. Then we could take things up a notch and take cybering to a whole new level. I can tell my silence bothers him, so I keep my mouth shut. As expected, Void's growing impatient with me, desperate to know whether I'm fighting back lust or disgust. Surely he remembers that mortal emotions are far more complicated than that. In the end, you still never gave me your name on your own, Meridian. Wait, how did you... Oh, figures that you gave up and just used your gear. And here I was just about to give you credit for it. Meridian, my mortal. Every time you think you're digging a knife into me, you're just going to keep daring me to become your target. In fact, maybe I'll do just that. Step aside. This one's coming with us. In strangely good timing, security has finally come to take me away. I can tell that even Void wasn't expecting them, but he won't pull away from me just yet. He does have a problem with mortals if Ascension makes it better. He turned himself into a god based on Meridian's description. Like when he built Albedia, he like got people to like worship him, and through their worship, either artificial or otherwise, depending on how you view it as being worshipped in a digital space, he became a digital, currently demigod. He's apparently close to more full ascension, but He was very, very recently mortal, but like turned himself divine. Apotheosis via worship? Yeah, kinda. What if I said it's fine if she stays? Caught 9 shiny Eevees today. Yippee! Great job! Get those Eevee. I really love Eevee's shiny. The silver coloring is really cute. They look like little star babies. I doubt she or any of her goons caused any real damage to this place tonight. Sorry, boss's orders. She's supposed to come with us. Well, if you could just tell them that I, Void, say that she's in the clear. Before Void can finish, a lynx-eyed beauty in a prism suit struts over in no mood for negotiations. It's Void, isn't it? My apologies if I simply forgot about you. There's just been too many new additions to the Pantheon lately. It's almost becoming too common. The curtness in their voice cuts like a knife, as Void tries to pretend that his ego didn't just take a hit. Well, Hanaki, how's it going? Enjoying the game? Yeah, it's cute. I like it. Ugh. If you're trying to make your point, Indigo, then you don't have to. But I think I ought to have a right to exercise my authority to let this rebel go if I say so. If it was your domain she'd raided, then your word would have been law. But maybe remind you of whose domain you're really in. Now there's another hit to Void's ego. Still, I'm not sure if I trust complying with security anymore. Growing suspicious, I searched the walls hoping to find the camera they've been using to watch us from this entire time. I just noticed he's wearing Yuno Hanaki streetwear. What do you mean? This is not Yuno Hanaki streetwear. These big clunky headphones. What the frick? I take offense to that. Green? You can't just say that anytime that a character is wearing green that they look like me. That's not how this works! Over-the-ear headphones or modern horns? The fuck you mean by that? The color scheme. You can't just say that anything that's green and yellow is me! That's not how any of this works! We can't until you're Urpal. Yeah, and then you're going to say Urpal and redacted color palette is Buno coded. Stop! I saw some grass yesterday. It reminded me of Yuno. Shut up! I'm not grass! I'm dying. I hate this. Much to my disdain, however, there's not a single one in sight. We'll be officially calling Yuno a grape because she's green and purple. There's no grape! I'm not a grape! I hate this place. I've decided I hate this place so bad. I hate this place so bad. If there's no further questions, we'll be taking it from here. As for you, please come with us. Oshi marks are green square, yellow square. No! My Oshi marks are the fan emoji and the ogre mask emoji. Ugh. For what it's worth, you're my favorite Oni girl because I like the color green. Well, I'm not gonna be your favorite anymore then because I'm not gonna be fucking green. Once purple Yuno is here, I expect lots of surgery on grape references. What the hell? They did surgery on a grape. They transitioned it from green to purple. And the green grape is green, you know? The purple grape is purple, you know? I fucking hate that. No! The green is nowhere in my Oshi marks. I hate this. Circle because I like curves. No! Those aren't even, those don't even count as curves. They're just circles. God, anyway. Their cold eyes flutter to mine as security surrounds me once more. Taking the hint, Void reluctantly steps aside, but he refuses to leave until we start moving. Tell the angels hi for me while you're up there, my mortal. Once they've cast you back down to Earth, you better believe that this isn't the end for you and me. This is only the beginning. With no other choice, I follow Indigo. Security continues to lurk closely behind, even as we take a sleek elevator upstairs. All the while, I keep scanning for another way to escape, but I know better. Maybe Void might have found my antics cheeky, but Indigo definitely doesn't seem the type to even crack a smile. I can only hope that the rest of my fellow keepers have successfully escaped, but I can't even use the lapis to check on them right now. We soon arrive at Club Morpheum's highest floor, or what the citizens have coined as the second of the three heavens known to this world. The first heaven is the skies, the second is Morpheum's highest tower, and third is the digital realm, Alberia. From the windows, I can see the violet skyline below, and it's surely how a god would be seeing it from above. Everything seems so distant and so small. Indigo's voice cuts in. Step inside, please. They swiftly motion me towards a pale pink door. Entering inside, shadows immediately envelop my path, plunging me into darkness before revealing an illustrious visage before a starry window. Splayed on the table lies a goddess languidly observing the celestial realm above and the ongoing acid feast downstairs. As above, so below. I see. Fellas? Fellas? There's a woman on the screen! Hello, ma'am. Also, I have to see if this does what I think it does. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah, baby. Oh, look, woman. There is a woman here. She's splayed out in front of you, too. Yeah, she's splayed out on her desk. That's crazy. Crazy work. I love that for her. For real, though, that hair is gorgeous. It's such a beautiful shade of pink. I love it. She looks so good. Hell yeah. She muses to herself for a moment before finally acknowledging us. You may be excused, Indigo. I'll be sure to add a little extra vanilla to your next reward for this. To my surprise, Indigo merely rolls their eyes on their way out. Don't eat this one in one bite, Angel. You want to play with your food every now and then. Says who? I hope she has art without the fur coat so we can see the full dress. I do wonder. Vanille playfully scoffs as Indigo shuts the door behind them. Now it's just her and me, and from the look on that face, it's as if all playtime has left out that door. That's only until Vanille spots my deck peeking out of my pocket, and another kind of game catches her eye. So, do you also enjoy tempting fate? I beg your pardon? I only ask because there seems to be a recurring cycle among all of you. Now that I've ascended to Astralhood, you'd think I'd get better at spotting them. But as Indigo said, maybe it's just that I should be playing with my sweets every now and then, before they try to play me. Where is the kiss button? Brother, we just met her. My sister in Christ. That is why you're here, isn't it? Why else would you bring your toys with you? Before I can hide my cards further into my pocket, she motions one long pink fingernail at me. No. You can't hide them now. I've seen them already. Darkly amused, Vanille waits for me to show them to her, along with my fear while I'm at it. So instead, I swiftly summon the first card and wave it before her feline eyes. Naughty, Meridian. Didn't anyone ever tell you the rules of my domain? These cards aren't illegal, you know.
Of course they aren't. Not yet. They ought to be, though, considering mortals should hardly ever be poking about their own futures. That happens to be my job you think you're doing, and it's always been mine, since the first echoes of this world. A deck of toy cards can never hold such history, or even come as close to seeing the things that I can see.
So, is that what's also written in your club's contracts? Unfazed, Vanille stops to smirk at me, her long hair billowing about her illustrious form.
You think you're so adorable, don't you? Now I'm really going to enjoy my sweet treat. You see, when a mortal starts acting bold enough to bring their sorcery before a goddess's domain, they might think they're coming off as fearless, but I beg to differ. As a matter of fact, I've dealt with your type before. The sweet and sugary ones.
You think I'm sweet and sugary?
I call your kind sweet, but what they really are is fragile. They think they're so quick to hide their hearts from me, but little do they know, you can never keep those kinds of secrets from a goddess. When you're here beneath the stars, I implore you to unseal those lips for me. Then slowly, you'll find yourself exposing those sweet dreams of yours without a second thought. And just when you think you'll be met with a divine reward, you'll soon come to realize that deck of cards or not, you're just like the rest of them. So needy for sugar. So desirous you are, dearest mortal Meridian. But for what?
Between moonlight and shadow, Vanille bats her lucent angel eyes at me.
So, will you care to tell this humble goddess of your guilty pleasures?
Interesting dialogue options. Does she know I have a sweet tooth? She just said all mortals are the same. Can you guys not prove her right? Maybe? If you really want to know, then you'll have to play with my toys first. My Persona card rests tightly in my palm, but I'm ready to wave the rest of my deck at her if it stirs her fancy. All she needs to do is ask, and then I'll start the show.
Tempting, but I'd rather we play with mine first. Mine are a whole lot more stimulating than whatever those silly toy cards could promise. I can tell you hardly ever use them to ask the real questions.
Well, love requires more than only asking whether they want you on your back or on your knees. Is there a Mrs. Vanille? Is there an occupancy, ma'am? Are you looking to have this position filled by end of the week?
But you do have people who ask you and your silly toys such questions, don't you? And so what do you tell them? Or do you simply disregard their truest desires? Tisk tisk? Those should be the core of your mission, Meridian. Or is it that you have no plan?
I never said I ignored their questions.
But I can tell you've been neglecting your own.
Poised at her desk, Vanille observes me from head to toe like a delicate creature watching from her cage. The imaginary glass isn't there to protect her from me, though. It's to protect me from her.
Just look at the way you're holding those silly toys. It's like you're waiting for someone to toss them aside and show you what you've been missing all this time. Well, since you already have those infernal things out, you might as well show me what you think they do. If it's a reading you've been secretly wanting all this time, you could have just asked me from the start. To think you're so bold to tease a goddess. And yet it's so dangerous. Now then, read me. It's not like you can match me using those cards anyway, so just entertain me. Without being told twice, the persona card rests between my fingers as I approach her desk. You have to take the Querence card first. Oh? Well, then let me. Reaching forth, Vanille's just about to take the card when she coolly snaps her fingers instead. In a flash, my deck comes soaring out of my pocket as she forces me to watch her suspend them in her control. Vanille can't help but toss her head back and taunt me with an alluring laugh. How adorable. What I would give to do that again. But first... With a lazy wave of her hand, the cards start to shuffle on their own until one of them materializes to the front of the deck. Ah, there's my card. And this one is mine, right? Giggling, she spins the card over to me. The devil. Much to my chagrin, the card won't stop glowing pink while she muses over it. Blast, I should have known she could do that. Still, the lapis isn't without its own gifts, so let her keep testing me. So, if this one is my Querent card, then what's my fate now, Meridian? I'll give you a hint. No matter which cards you choose, only I know what's really coming next. As true as that might be, something compels me to still draw another card. Or in this case, I let the lapis guide me to the next one. The Mystic. Clearly your angelic roots everyone knows about hasn't quite faded from you just yet. Vanille gives me a cold look, but she says nothing, daring me to pick another card. With the lapis taking over my senses, I turn to the card hovering above me. The Ace card, upside down. You don't like to lose, but the greatest blindness any warrior could have is their own hubris. Since you also chose the Devil, it seems that you wouldn't mind finding out whether failure could somehow become pleasurable. Ah. At least it seems you're thinking about my pleasure when you're trying to read me. I really was beginning to doubt whether you even cared. Now that I know that might not be the case, then tell me, after seeing my desires, what are you going to do about it?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Interesting. Interesting. Past, present, future, she asked the question. Your move first, Angel. Thonk, 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 thonk. This is tough. Both of these are pretty good. I feel like this is like bad and common route though. Like if I let her make the first move. I wouldn't know because I've never played this game before, but I'm just kind of like, huh. Now see, what if I'm crazy and I make the save here and then we choose both and we see what happens. See, what if I'm crazy? She said she's toying with her food. This is true. Your move first, Angel.
Oh, so you come just as prepared as I do. Well then, perhaps I should give you a head start.
Without warning, Vanille suspends herself while sending the lapis cards swirling around us both, save for the two in my hand. While caught in her little hurricane, that doesn't stop me from taking a step towards her. Vanille calmly gets ready to snap her fingers when I bring my face close to hers, daring her to take in my expression. Do I look like I'm afraid of you?
Oh, you might not be now, but you surely will.
With a seductive bite to her lips, Vanille pulls forth, but I'm quick to slip a card between us. Spawning the devil card, she pulls back with a snicker.
Oh, you're good.
Oh my goodness. Screaming.
Until that day comes, I'll just have to wait for your temptation to lure you back here to me again.
Leave room for Lapis. So true.
But I'm not afraid of my chances, my darling, because time is far more on my side. It's the only reason why you and your little clan are becoming so much bolder now. But unlike you, perhaps I won't mind the lack of time. For one way or another, I'll still get to savor my treat.
With that, she turns back to the window, gazing out into the violet and emerald aurora glowing against the endless night. Aurora. I don't know how to say that friggin' word. Okay. So we will put that save here. And then we'll go back to this one. I'll make you let this foolish mortal go. Besides, I'm not the one you should be worried about.
Oh? What makes you think that you aren't?
Vanille follows my gaze to the window, the emerald light swirling from the party below.
Of course, there are such things as savage gods, including those who don't hesitate to punish daring mortals. But if there's something I've learned of this decadent world, it's that mortals shouldn't be underestimated. It's cute of you to try to dispel my wisdom, but you wouldn't be the first one to attempt this either. If anything, your harmless facade only makes me even more excited for the day I'll finally tangle you into my web. Until that day comes, I'll just have to wait for your temptation to lure you back here to me again. But I'm not afraid of my chances, my darling, because time is far more on my side.
Is this Riz? I think it's a form of Riz. It's very sugary sweet Riz, but Riz nonetheless. Aurora has a plural. Yeah, apparently it's Aurora, but I didn't know how to say it at first. Aurora. Okay. I think I like the your move first file better. This is definitely the better move. I think we got the spicier option with this one. Security soon returns, ready to guide me outside. Before leaving, I see Vanille turn to the shadows as a presence approaches her by the window. She nods to them, but before saying anything else, they both wait for security to shut the door. Was that Indigo? If not, then who else could that have been? Leaving with security, I keep pondering over what I've just seen. Once we arrive back down to the main floor, I expect for them to escort me out the door. To my surprise, they instead leave me at the entrance to the main club. Go on then. You've been warned. They don't even wait to see if I leave or not, which is a first. Looking at the club, I notice Void is no longer there, but there's still plenty of guests partying on his behalf. The festivities have toned down slightly, and I can't help but wonder if my little raid actually did make a difference. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the new couples probably left to get ahead with their night. As tempting as it is to try my luck one more time, do I really dare? There's less people around, and security is no doubt still watching. Then again, who says that I can't at least leave a calling card? I re-enter the club behind a line of fashionably late arrivals.
Returning to this kaleidoscope of an ecosystem, I start looking for my last querent of the night. Just one more querent, one more card. I won't even do a reading. All that matters is to plant that seed in their minds and make them believe. As soon as I spot them, I slowly make my way towards the bar. Little do they know, I have a card already in my pocket, practically lunging to meet them. There it is. My one more chance. Approaching the bar, they already seem to notice me coming their way. Excuse me, would you like to hold up this card? The person silently waits in their seat as I covertly conjure the persona once more. Ready to hand it off to them, I flip it over. And it's blank. Wait, that's not what's supposed to happen. My focus breaks, the festivities suddenly pulsing at my ears. Confused, the person starts shying from the table, unsure of what more to say. Watching them leave, I fight back my shame by flipping the persona card over and over, waiting to see it glow. What's the meaning of this? Why now? Taking the empty seat, I try to conjure another card from the depths of my pockets. The mystic just about grazes against my fingers when the bartender sends a blood rose vitae my way. We lock eyes until she offers me a paltry smile. While I could use some drinks on the house, I'd rather not take their pity. Excuse me? I didn't order this. I offer to send it back to her, but she shakes her head. You didn't order those. Zephyr did. Those? There's only one. I look over expecting to find my one drink, when the bartender slides over another matching crimson concoction next to mine, as a man comes up to sit next to me. That's a 10-pack. Damn, those are some muscles. Hi. I want him to destroy me. Instantaneous. Wow, he's shredded. Okay. Go off, I guess. We need to get Yuno buff like that. No. I'm a lady. I am supposed to be soft and curvy. Maybe like a 2-pack at best. Catching the drink, he shares a nod with the bartender before giving me a look and holds out a matching blank lapis card. What should we toast to then? Your loss or mine? Zephyr taunts me by flipping his blank card before unceremoniously handing it over to me. Do what you want. Do what you... Blip, 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 blip. Do what you want with mine. It's a misprint anyway. Taking the card, I lurch at the sight of the logo in tiny letters at the bottom. Lapis Arcana Philosophy cards. Where did you find these? In some trash, I think. Does it really matter? Unless you're about to tell me that those misprints are also yours. Well, these are clearly fake ones from some toy shop. Mine, on the other hand. What is it about yours that I'm supposed to know about? To my surprise, Zephyr almost grins before taking one long, seductive sip. From the corner of his eye, he waits for me to break into a tirade about the cards. Holding my tongue, I reach for my drink instead. So, now you're not going to tell me about those toy cards of yours? It's funny the more I think about it, seeing you here with those things in the middle of this advertisement for Cyber Soul Tech. It's almost as if you came here practically begging for me to find you. I don't know what you mean by begging. In case you've forgotten, I'm not the one trying to keep you here with a free drink. The drinks are just part of the job, though. Our jobs. Both of them. What makes you think we have the same job? Setting his drink aside, he turns to face me completely. If only I could see what's behind those cold, striking eyes. At the very least, he isn't hiding himself from me. Tell me about yours, then, and then you'll see. What if I said... that my job is to be the savior for the touch-starved. Finally, it seems like I've rendered him silent. It's almost as if the rest of the festivities have quieted down with him. While I check the dance floor to make sure that it really hasn't, I sense an eerie tension brewing between us. Is this the thrill of victory or of failure? Either of those could be foreshadowed with a blank card.
Touch-starved game has me clocked. Listen, there is a love drought. Love is the only thing that can save this freaking world. So yes, it is very, it's very on the nose there.
The question lingers in my mind until Zephyr turns away from his drink, hiding his disgust.
So you fancy yourself a savior. I'm guessing that means we'll both be in for a long night. Lucky for you, I love the night. Aconite, could you get her a double? And a triple for me.
I watch Aconite glide behind the bar and work on his drink order. Meanwhile, I can't stop scanning him from head to toe, searching for clues to unmask the enigma that Zephyr is.
Hey, whoa now, whoa now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa! Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. That's crazy. Anyways, we're playing the game again. We're playing the game again. Third date statement, third date. In what world, though? If the people are as love-starved as they are, it's fine. Haha. Two, please. I know, I understand. I get you.
Usually by now I'd have found some kind of distinguishing mark or item on him, but not this time. He's well guarded, I'll give him that. But that might also mean one other thing. Recalling the floors above the club, I think back to Vanille in the shadow. You work for her, don't you? For Vanille.
I have no alliances.
Still, you have to be someone from her security. I should have realized it sooner. In that case, you might as well put me in handcuffs now.
Would I be doing that for my pleasure, or yours? I told you already, I have no alliances. If you really don't believe me, then go on. Tell me, what could I possibly get out of this by restraining you?
Plenty of people have already expressed their wishes to do that before.
Well, that's exactly why they've been playing this game wrong. That's what makes them amateurs, or even fools in the end. As exciting as it'd be to restrain you, I'd rather offer you a drink and a magic trick, knowing that alone will be enough to keep me burning in your mind.
And why would I want to do that?
Patience. You'll see soon.
So that's all you're going to say?
I told you, we're more alike than you think we are. I'm not sure how much more you'd like me to punctuate that for you. Unless you're looking for something more permanent from me? I feel like it's best that we keep Yuno to stream this. Who knows what kind of questionable choices should we pick off stream? Huh? What do you mean? Huh? Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? What? There aren't that many questionable choices. Honestly, also, I hate to bring it to you guys, but I think we're still in the prologue. Hold on, let me check the saves to make sure I'm right about this, but I think we might still be in the prologue. Yeah, Revelation 1, Lamau? Longest prologue ever. It really do be like that for a lot of, Otome, though. Okay, I think I saved in the right spot. So now I go back and I load this one just to see the difference. Makes sense, I suppose. Hopefully it gets better and more juicy. I'm sure it'll get quite juicy. They're already quite spicy.
So since I told you about me, how about you?
Apart from knowing we're one of the same, what else do you really need to know?
Plenty of things. For starters, what would a guy like you be doing buying fake lapis cards from a toy shop? At least tell me this. Which game are you playing here tonight?
How about the same one as yours?
Waiting for his drink, Zephyr keeps looking over my shoulder, his voice distant yet unguarded.
Maybe all I really do want is to play a game, just like the one we're in the middle of right now.
Which game do you think that is?
Well, let's just say that you're not here to prostrate yourself before the god of cybersoul systems and inquiring as a client for a certain goddess's domain. So any mortal can tell you what an astral will do when you don't pay them your respects. That is quite the game in itself, but a vicious kind.
But you just said you also want to partake in it.
Well, why not? It's been an interesting experience watching you try, so maybe it's time I put my observations to the test. The point of a game is to get pleasure out of doing it anyway.
So that's all you're going to say?
Yeah, no, the spicy answer was the more fun one. We are 2 for 2 on the spicy being the more fun one. That's okay, though. Unless you're looking for something more permanent from me.
Without warning, he pulls me to him, his chin grazing my hair. I can feel his lips trailing down towards my forehead, searching for a place to kiss. Of course he wants me to forget how little he knows about me. Maybe a kiss is all that takes with others, but that alone is proof that... Suddenly something cold drops onto my hand. A card? Zephyr brings my gaze down to my hand before flipping the card over. The fake lapis card is now turning as black as ink. With a flick of his fingers, a single pulse of turquoise light beats upon the card, revealing a formidably infinite emblem.
It's a card, all right. Not a lapis, but a Nox Babylon card.
At once, the lights go out, and chaos ensues. Wait a minute, Zephyr! I reach into the darkness, but he's gone. Not a second after, the lights come on, but panic still looms in the air. Security has been alerted as people cluster under the flickering lights, searching for a way out. Then, in a flurry of neon smoke, shadows begin to emerge from every corner of the club. Wait a minute, those aren't shadows. Those are... A horde of hooded figures show themselves on the dance floor, waving Nox Babylon cards in the air.
Noxus, Astraeus, Babylonia. We must champion against love. Love is the enemy, the heartbreaker, the destroyer of worlds. Love dismantles all. Say no to virtual love. Say no to an astral's temptations. Say no to cosmic divination. Just say no to heartbreak!
I look on in horror as they scatter across the dance floor, offering their cards of darkness to skeptical partygoers over my glowing cards of hope.
The Black Pill Gang. So true.
One guest even tosses my card to the side to take theirs instead. Who knows how many more of them will do the same. Ugh, I should have known that they'd think to come here too. Nox Babylon wants mortals to have nothing to do with love, no matter the kind and no matter how little of it remains on this earth. And that man, Zephyr. Now I know he wasn't one of Vanille's guards. He's nobody's ally, because he's the infamous Zephyr. Zephyr of Nox Babylon, their ringleader. And tonight marks the night Zephyr finally decided to show his face. And to me. Once security arrives, I know it's time for me to run. With people rushing to and from the club, I flip on my hood and blend into the crowd. Just before leaving, however, I spot the DJ and my first querent waiting together for the rest of the Cybersoul crew as they also prepare to leave. As they turn away to follow the rest, I spot them holding hands. At least they look happy, even if in secret at this very moment. And all because of the lapis. Emerging from the club, I'm greeted by the familiar violet aura of this elusive city. I can hear more sirens heading this way, no doubt setting their sights on Club Morpheum to appease Vanille. Meanwhile, the same Cybersoul system ads from inside the club play across this intersection. Maybe there's no ads or buildings with their name, but now we know Nox Babylon is also watching us. Turning around, I welcome a group of familiar shadows slowly approaching me, waiting for me to share my next plan. I can already hear my followers whispering, wondering how I managed to escape, but there's no time to explain. We all did our best tonight, Keepers, but there's still so much more to do.
Oh, right, we read this already.
Now that we've learned that both Cybersoul Systems and Club Morpheum have plotted their next moves, we can no longer underestimate them anymore. As for Nox Babylon, we can't let them be one step ahead, or else they'll continue to swallow the city's skeptics of love in their darkness. We may be losing time, but our main agenda is still love. So in the name of Lapis and all things absolute, we will make everyone in this city fall truly, madly, deeply in love. And only then will we bring forth a light and save this world.
Oh. What these? Cards. I guess I can mess with those, I guess. I can see so many paths from here. Avoid ascension in the digital versus love in real life, or staying in the middle to do both without committing. Can you fix Zephyr or let him break you? I mean, there's probably... I'm pretty sure there's like a good end and a bad end for all of the characters, so... I do think, like, there are options. I think it's only good and bad, though. I don't think there's, like, a true or anything. Or, like, a normal, as far as I know. I don't know what I'm doing here, so I guess I just, I think the only thing I can click on is the cards, so I guess we'll just click them. Arcane. Hey! Look, there's us! She's pretty. Hmm? Does this let me choose a route then? Well, I guess that wouldn't make sense because Meridian's the pro tag. We're cute. Yeah, no, Meridian's design is very pretty. I really like her design. Women. But also the way the boys are designed is nice. Okay, hold on. Fortune? It's weird that they're just kind of throwing me into this without like a tutorial of what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what to click, I'm scared. Making choices is scary. I mean, I have a save, so I guess if I frick something up. Two hours, there's no tutorial. Select 3 cards. Okay. Well, actually, let me... I'm gonna click on something on Arcane and see what happens. Like, I guess we'll click her to be safe. Oh, this is CG collection. Never mind, lol. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so starting the route, good ending, bad ending. Okay. Alright. So I guess this is what I need to be clicking on. And we need to select 3 cards. Okay. Don't know what any of it means, so I guess we just speak from the heart. This one. And then also this one. And then this one. Let the lapis guide you. Yeah, I just went by my instinct. Okay. So let's see. Devil. Oh, it's her. Oh, does this like lead to scenes? And then a route choice, maybe? I guess we'll find out, maybe. Let's see. Here we go again. Back to the land of sultry spotlights and lotus eaters. Reference to Homer's Odyssey, symbolizing escapism and indulging in pleasure. Ooh, nice reference. 4, 11, and 13. You know, taking the unlucky numbers. Ehehe. That's what my heart was telling me to pick. I swore that I wouldn't be here without a mission, and this time it's much more personal. As life goes on, we can only hope that our keepers will stay true to the Lapis's words and visions. Lapis Philia Sophia, a magic that creates powerful cosmic energy through love, which can then be manifested into life and energy forces needed to sustain the world. But every so often, there's always some who will fall prey to the honeyed ads promising an easy life of riches and pleasure. Sometimes we never hear from them again, only to assume they've gone to the pink side. And then there's other times like this, when they reach out to me to help them escape. Stepping into the open club, I keep my lapis close to me in one pocket and my former keeper, Rainan's letter in the other. Rainan didn't say where I'm supposed to meet her, but the bar should have been the most obvious place. A former keeper who defected from the lapis after becoming one of Vanille's recurring patrons. It's either there or... Turning to the elevator, I dare to wonder until I hear someone come up from behind me. Are you lost? Wait, if it's not Vanille or Indigo's voice, then who is this? Cautiously, I turn around, only to be met with a tall, strapping stranger. The only reason why I assume he isn't a host is the fact that he's out of uniform, preferring to wear a dangerously low button-down shirt instead. Maybe he's no host, but he could still be some high-level client. I'm not lost, but I might be looking for someone. That depends on who's asking, though. How about me, then? I'm Eros. Do you think who you're looking for might be at the bar? I was just about to go get a drink there myself if you wanted to go with me to check. With Rainan still nowhere in sight, I'm starting to consider his offer. I'm sure he thinks it's for his pleasure, and luckily for him it truly is. Because my Lapis cards are itching for a new querent. I follow Eros as he leads us from the dance floor to the booths typically reserved from those dining in or sharing cocktails with their hosts of choice. Just 3 booths down, I spot 2 well-suited hosts chatting up 2 businesswomen before toasting to some ambrosia together. In all that time, Eros manages to acquire 2 drinks for us and alluringly offers me one. Sorry if I took the liberty to pick something for you, but I tend to have a good sense for these things. But anyway, tell me what's going on with this friend of yours. Actually, I was now hoping to know more about you. Ah, so you've already found something you like about me. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised. Most people usually need a few more of these before they can get to this part of the conversation. I do like the battle lines here, love versus escapism, lust, and black pills. It is pretty interesting. Well, I happen to prefer getting to know people more without this. I hold up the glass so he can watch me take a single sip before offering it back to him. Raising his eyebrow, I can tell he's trying hard to keep composed, but he can't help but appreciate the show. So, if you want to make me your catch, then what do you want to know? I'll tell you now, I'm really not that interesting of a guy. All I do is come here and see what happens, then leave the rest up to fate. Fate. He said fate. It takes everything in me to stay just as composed, especially with my Lapis deck trying to activate in my pocket.
As I slip my hand inside to call my cards, I notice the way Eros bites his finger while watching me.
So, what more would you want to know about me?
Do you believe in love at first sight?
You mean with you?
I could believe it, if that's what you do too. Ah, so that's what you still think. Looking away, I suddenly regret my own choice of words. It wouldn't be the first nor the last time that someone has mistaken my business for pleasure. To be honest, I was trying to know if that's something you regularly believe in.
I mean, it depends, right?
Even if someone believes in falling in love at first sight, that doesn't mean it's going to happen for them in this life. Sometimes the illusion of love is enough to keep you going. It seems to be for most of the people who come and go here. Even you?
Have you actually ever been in love? Because if you had, then I don't know why you'd be so surprised by my answer.
I still think you're a cutie though, so I'm willing to see what happens. As he takes another sip of his drink, I keep looking around for Rainin. There's still no sight of her.
You mean your friend?
If it helps, I might know someone who should be able to help us out. In fact, they're probably free right now. Before I say anything, Eros downs the rest of his drink before slipping out of the booth. I wait for him to just go ask one of the bartenders, but he motions me to follow him to the elevator instead. Wait a minute, where are we going? Help's just a few floors up, so let's just go and ask. It'd be a whole lot better than just waiting and letting the drinks pile up, right? As convincing as he sounds, it's not his words that are luring me towards the elevator. All this time I've been denying that Rainin could still be upstairs. As much as she could be wanting to finally escape, this club has a world-class grip on most mortals. Even just now I shared a drink with a complete stranger. But if she really has gone back upstairs, then I might be the only person who can save her. Once the elevator doors open, Eros entices me with a daring look. So, shall we head up to heaven? Fine then. Let's go upstairs.
That's what I like to hear.
The ride up the elevator is eerily silent between the two of us. Nonetheless, Eros stays close to me, as if ready to offer me his embrace at the first brush of bad news for the chance for his body to meet mine. It's this club's atmosphere. It's always putting people in the mood, even during the slowest elevator rides. Since entering this place, I can barely focus or even think without someone jumping for my attention. It's all the more reason I need to get Rainin out of this place once and go. Here we are, the 6th floor. And it looks like we've arrived not a moment too soon. To my surprise, there's nothing here but suites on this floor. Beyond their glass doors, there's a second door leading to dens of heavy musk and passion awaiting inside. Even if I can't hear what's going on behind those doors, my imagination alone can fill in the blanks. The real reason why there's a second door isn't because they don't want their clientele hearing each other in the throes of passion. It's because they want each other's imaginations to run completely wild. And the wilder you are, the longer you'll want to stay and partake in there. Suddenly, Eros starts strutting his way down into the hall to knock on one of the doors. It's not long before a woman in a sleek bathrobe comes rushing out of her suite for an amorous kiss. I freeze once Eros lets the woman wrap her legs around his waist, just as another woman comes running in for her share. Soon they both begin taking turns seeking him out, their seducing whispers biting through this cold, sterile hall. It's not until I hear him turn up the charm for them when I realize exactly why he's brought me here. Ah, so did you both really miss me that much? Well, what if I said I missed my 2 favorite princesses? Sorry I took so long, but that just means I'll have to make it up to you both. Seriously? How did I really not think he was a host? With both women clinging onto him, Eros finally turns to me with an inviting grin. So, has something finally caught your eye? There's always room for another. You tricked me. I only offered to help you find your friend, who I'm sure has to be in one of these rooms. You might just have to knock on every door to find out, won't you? In that case, you might as well just give in and go enjoy yourself, while I go enjoy mine. Mission accomplished, beautiful. Mission accomplished? But there's no way I'm going to knock on every... Suddenly, I sense a cold presence behind me, followed by the voice of a dreamy siren. Such a cute, naive thing you are, aren't you? For someone claiming to be so versed in magic, you still can't use it to even locate a real member of your own clan. So sweet, so foolish, and quite adorable. Vanille can't help herself as she traces a delicate finger along my shoulder, enticing my rage amidst this haze. Whether you admit it or not, you felt something just now, didn't you? Seeing him with those women, so lavishing and carefree. That could be you too, you know. Even if you've never let yourself dare to dream of such a tryst before. But don't be ashamed if that's what you really desire. I know I'm not. Because what happens here stays here as our little secret.
And you think that's what I really want from you?
Considering you're immortal, then of course.
Well, I think I figured out your fantasy.
Oh, pray tell. I hardly think you'll ever be right, but it's always fun watching a mortal try to get 3 steps ahead.
You're only further proving what it is right now. You think I don't know how much you want me to say yes to Eros just so you can watch from your throne? Maybe it's because we're one or more of the same, but I now know that your real fantasy has nothing to do with you being touched, but everything about keeping you in control.
Maybe you're not completely off the mark. I simply don't care for mingling with mortals in the same way other astrals might. Even when I was an angel, I never quite saw the appeal for a species so lacking in their hearts and minds. Pleasure isn't meant to be totally mindless, but rather enlightening, a doorway to forbidden knowledge.
I didn't say anything last time she was on screen, so I just want to say that I love women. You're so valid for that. She's so pretty. She is so pretty.
So, perhaps this might make me seem passive by your standards by being willing to watch mortals coupling inside my elegant shrine. But that doesn't mean I can't make exceptions every now and then, especially for such adorable witches. You have one last chance to accept, my darling. Eros can't keep his other angels waiting.
Unless someone in there is named Rainan, then I have no reason to be here right now. And the next time I do come back, I'll think twice about any offer to go upstairs.
That's what they all say at first.
They exchange a grin while watching me waste no time returning to the elevator.
Escape while you can now, Meridian. Better yet, you might want to consult your little toy cards over whether tonight's little tryst could have been part of your destiny. Or better yet, you should ask them if you're in mine.
I see. Okay, so that was Revelation 1. And then... this is 2? Okay. Well, Hanaki, hello, Vanille. Oh, and hi to Yuno, I guess. That's so fricked up! That's fine. She has way more appeal than me, I get it. She has way more appeal than me, I get it. I understand. Okay, okay. So I guess we pick 3 more cards, and then we have to see who we get, perhaps. Actually, wait. Oh. You're here now. Did I ask? Women, am I right? Sometimes they just appear. Whoa, mama. I want to make another save. Is what I want to do. Because this is my blank save, and then I think I want to make another save. I guess I can put it here. Now that I've, like, made progress with her. Kind of. Are there the same number of cards now as before, or is it decreasing? I don't know. I didn't think to count them the first time. Okay. I didn't count the first time either. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12. I didn't know how many there were the first time. But okay. So now we need to see who we... if we manage to get someone different. I don't know. It's heart of the cards type beat. Missing the drawn card. Ooh, okay. Understood. So it really is just a matter of like picking a random 3 and then choosing from one of them, because it immediately throws me into the next like revelation section. I don't know what to pick. Magician. Shit, okay. The boy. This game said no void scene for you. Like, understandable. Okay, got it. Against the violet cityscape, the mayor has decided to hold a press conference to ease the minds of its citizens. Not that the people have been restless or been looking for answers lately. Most of them have been going about their usual merry ways, thinking nothing of these endless nights. But of course, the city's officials can only turn a blind eye for so long. Now, if only they could make it easier to let us keepers work in peace. Lingering towards the back of the crowd, I prefer keeping my distance just in case anybody recognizes me. Come to think of it, this would have been a perfect place for us to matchmake couples. You can practically sense the cosmos begging to linger in the atmosphere. The only way I can get past it is if couples actually start hugging or kissing or booping foreheads at this point, but nobody seems to be budging. Suddenly I whipped my head back to the discussion, as if I'd heard my name called. And so, as a result of the recent complaints against these intrusive factions, we are in the works of deciding new protective measures for the city. Let it be known that we take each complaint seriously regarding these so-called social groups, gangs, or whatever they like to be called now, to keep us from classifying them by what they truly are. Troublemakers. A few people clapped, but not enough to start the tidal wave the mayor was likely hoping for. With the degree of innovation the city is in the midst of accomplishing, we can't afford to let these troublemakers run rampant in our streets, no matter what knowledge they're trying to spread. One minute it's all about embracing love, then another group comes rushing in to tell you the opposite. It's all the same invasive propaganda, that's what it is. May we also remind you all that the use of divination is currently in the process of being restricted nationwide, so we urge you all to keep on high alert for any suspicious activities. Nobody has time for this, not now or even in the future that we've been promising to all you good people. I wonder if he'd still be saying this if he knew there wasn't going to be a future, unless people actually listened to said troublemakers. I'm also not even going to begin with how they've lopped us in with Nox Babylon and their anti-love brigade. My attention drifts over to the line of city officials standing behind the mayor, all dressed in matching slate suits. They look so bored. Or maybe I'm just projecting onto them now. The mayor finally starts moving from the podium as he heads to greet a few of the press on the side. To my surprise, some of his officials begin filing out on their own, but none of them are caring to stay for the extra photos. That must be the first I've seen after any speech. I wonder why that is. Despite wanting to stick around, once the mayor starts making his rounds this way, that's when I decide it's time to play it safe. Returning to the streets, I contemplate getting dinner or visiting the bookstore, or really anything to get that speech off my mind. Troublemakers. That's how they've always seen us. Even before this eternal night began, it's not like the city hadn't already been trying to diminish the good name of divination everywhere.
And yet they still allow the Astrals to plaster their cybersoul systems and club morphium ads like nothing. As if they aren't cut from the same cloth as us. A virtual reality tech company founded by Void, specializing in the development of a virtual world called Albedia, and purports the best developers in the industry. But no, to them, those who believe in the Lapis are apparently no different from... I paused once noticing a man walking up ahead. One of the gray suits from earlier. He's the rather bookish one, with the gaze of a professor, but the stride of a millionaire. For someone so prestigious, why does he seem eager to be heading for the alleyway of a council building? Alarm bells go off ringing in my head, prompting me to closely follow him. I watch as he waits for a crowd of shoppers to finish crossing the street before slipping into the shadows. Shadows. Of course, shadows. A part of me wishes I could just ambush him myself, but something tells me that I might want to lay low for just a moment longer. Just until he also arrives. Clutching at my jacket, I kneel beside the stairs to the law building while keeping my eyes and ears alert in the gray suit's direction. He's just standing there, observing the building. I know there's always a chance I could be wrong about him, but I really did think that he... Before I can even finish that thought, I hear a familiar rustling. Spotting the man once more, he's finally no longer alone. Enjoying the memories, I see. Or is it that you've come to pay your respects to the past? Looking at this place, how else could it be but both? God. I used to walk this place thinking that one day I'd finally get to say I wasn't that Van Alister from before. That coward or that fiend. A former gang leader turned priest who has recently become a high-ranking government official by day, and is a devoted mortal Babylonist to Zephyr by night by offering his social connections. I see. Not even repenting felt like enough back then. And then I met her for the first time working in these halls, and I thought that she'd be enough. But she wasn't, was she? We always think it's never going to happen to us. Not when loyalty in itself should be such a simple concept. But that's the problem. People aren't simple. I know you likely disagree with me on that, leader, but it might be the only thing we don't see eye to eye on. Contrary to popular belief, I don't always disparage the mortal experience. I just don't think that mortals are strong enough to permeate the kind of power needed to restore this world to its former glory. But that's why we have you, leader. It's why we look to you. Would you care to say that again, but louder this time? I just wanted to be loud enough for our spy to hear. Suddenly, both pairs of eyes are on me. I have no choice but to stand up, but not without reaching deep into my pockets for my lapis cards. Spotted. Exposed. Oopsies. Who's this, Zephyr? Don't tell me you've taken a lover after everything you said. Is she a new recruit? His face, he's like, hell no. She's neither, and I would prefer you never utter the former assumption again, even as a joke. One look and you can tell who she's bound to, and it's definitely not me. So she's with them, leader? How dare you suggest that? He's like, don't even breathe that as a joke in my direction ever again. I will remove the air. Not waiting for an answer, then Alastair approaches me with a warning look. If you want us to come in peace, then you best keep those cards down. Is this your idea of a truce? If you care about not being placed behind bars for carrying those, then I'd suggest you consider my offer. Keeping my guard up, I turn to Zephyr instead. Is that what you also think, Zephyr? I mean, leader? Why are you here anyway? Don't you have some other botched raid to be plotting? What else can I say other than shadows beget more shadows? If it helps, I wouldn't have even come here if your public servant wasn't being so obvious on the street.
He's immortal, so I expect nothing less. You're being cruel today, leader. Something has to be eating at your patience today. As a matter of fact, you're looking at her. Since that raid at the club, no doubt I've been plaguing her mind enough to follow us here. So, what you're saying is that she's your fangirl.
Let's be clear, I'm no one's fangirl. What Zephyr here keeps conveniently forgetting is that this pursuit hasn't been one-sided. Isn't it?
Then what are the others? Get so sus of you? They say hi and you just immediately move your hand to your sword? I mean, what is she really gonna be fighting with though? All she can do is be like, yippee, cards. 52 card pickup or whatever. Like, she can't really fight with them. I don't think it's her intention to fight with them either.
I know I shouldn't be so surprised to see an official walking down memory lane with Zephyr of all people, but I can't help it. What would the mayor think if he knew about this?
If you're so concerned with that, then maybe you might be less of an obstacle for Nox Babylon than you think. Isn't it awkward there? Yes, that's why I paused. It's more like... Hold on, let me pull up the line again so I can be annoying.
What Zephyr here keeps conveniently forgetting is that this pursuit hasn't been one-sided, has it?
Yeah, isn't it is not the right structure for that, but it's really minor, all things considered. It should be either... It should be has it, because hasn't it would be also kind of wrong. But it's fine. I'm not gonna be annoying. It's just my proofreader brain.
Preparing to leave, he addresses Zephyr with a curt nod. I'll be in contact with you soon, leader. I have many more updates, but one I'd rather not let your lover in on.
For the last time, she's not my...
Then Alistair interrupts him with a bow, then strides past me without a word. Now alone again, I find myself looking between one highly annoyed Zephyr and a shadow marching off in the distance. For someone who calls you leader so zealously, he seems comfortable talking back to you.
Our faction doesn't operate with the same hierarchies as the others do. At the end of the day, Alistair can say what he wants, but at least he knows he's powerless without an Astral to guide him.
Immortal gods who either originate from the primordial pantheon or originated as ascended mortals who have since relinquished their hearts.
Oh, I see. So if you choose to give up on love yourself, then you can become an Astral. Any city official who thinks they have any kind of real authority in this day and age is clearly deluding themselves.
That must be why some of them are so quick to join your side, isn't it?
Don't pretend like you don't have any fighting in your favor.
We don't have any politicians as keepers, if that's what you're asking. Most of them have long denounced divination and astromancy, remember?
Sure, you don't have any, but you still have mystics, tech traders, and someone who's probably hiding the fact they're a fallen angel, all bundled in your corner. So don't go try sanctifying yourself at my expense. This is doing things to your ego. Yeah, between these two, I think I would say this one.
This is doing things to your ego, isn't it?
Oh. Hold on. I got a program jump scare. This freaking Windows noise. I am so cursed by this system. I really should just pay for it, but I don't want to. So now I have to wait like 30 seconds. So, how are we feeling about the game? How do we feel about the characters so far? How are we feeling? How goes it? I love it. Yeah, it's so good. It is available in full on Steam right now if you are interested. I highly recommend checking it out. Giving it a little look-see. It's fun. I'm enjoying it too. Although I don't think I'll be able to play for too much longer because I need to get dinner before members, and I have to make a members waiting room still. So I probably won't be doing this for too much longer, but thank you for bearing with me. This was like the only day I could squeeze this in, really. Everyone's kind of horny on main, but they're sort of gods, and that's what they do. Yeah, the thing is, 2 of them are ascended mortals, so they've just become focused on, like, the carnal desires. I guess besides Zephyr. Zephyr's, like, gave up his heart, and now he's just like, I do not want any sort of, like, romance or intimacy. Ew, nasty, gross.
First it was Van Allister mouthing off on you, and then when he was practically suggesting that you and I...
Don't even finish what you're about to say. To do so would be to sully everything Nox Babylon stands for.
Is that because it actually bothers you that he wouldn't put it past you to break your own rules?
You don't know how tempted I am to smite that man right now for this.
Void is ascended almost all the way. Vanille descended? No, Vanille is ascended to become part of the Pantheon.
It literally said in the description that you could either come from a different part of the Pantheon to become an Astral, or you are a human that ascends. There is no descension. You could argue that Vanille is kind of debasing herself because she's chasing after something angels wouldn't normally go for, but angels would have hearts. So she would still be giving up her heart to become an Astral, and then she just chose to go all in on, like, lust and that sort of indulgent pleasure. She did not descend, though. It's more like she just moved to a different side of, like, the current hierarchy. To be under a different category. Then again, I doubt he assumed you'd be so childish.
The only petulant child I see right now is the one so rattled by their friend's silly assumptions. I really didn't think his words would fluster you that much, but you do happen to be the same person who only gets excited whenever you think you've put me in a corner.
Do you make it a habit of being this mouthy towards Astrals? I'm almost surprised you haven't been sent to oblivion for half of what you've just said.
Well, maybe today is going to be my unlucky day. But even if you do send me away, that's probably never going to take back your dear disciple's assumptions. Who knows? They might even make him suspect that there's something even more going on between us.
It's almost cute watching you think that you'd ever find a reason to like me. To want me would be one thing, but to like me past anything more than a lover? Not a chance.
Why are you so quick to believe that?
Because time is the agent of chaos which people hardly talk about. Seeing you so silent like this, it's almost beautiful.
Now that's a bold lie.
You got me. I don't particularly enjoy having a rival who will let me win so easily. That said, I hope there's at least something I've said that'll stay with you longer than just for a night. In fact, why not keep dreaming of me to keep the memory alive? Don't be afraid to make me part of your daydreams or your nightmares, whichever brings you the most pleasure. And in case you still need all this in writing, here's that pamphlet.
Leaning in from behind, he slowly offers it to me. But just before I can take it, Zephyr turns me towards him and gently brushes my bangs from my gaze. Just something for you to remember this night by, or for when I turn out to be right. Shouldn't I be giving you something of mine, then? As I get ready to offer him a querent card, he catches my hand and leans into my neck instead. He then places the softest kiss through my hair, just below my jaw, then draws back in silent victory.
No, you keep your card. I've already gotten something better. Something far better to return to the shadows with me.
That's crazy.
Is he being Cinderella? I don't know. I don't think so. Not right now. Riz that man. No, he has Riz. He rizzed me. He smooched my jaw and was like, all right, bye. That's the best thing to take with me. I have to do this again? Okay. No, that's fine. I was prepared for this, obviously. I was prepared for this, obviously. Why wouldn't I be? That's fine, actually. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's true. Okay. I don't know what to pick. I wonder if I'll finally get a scene with Void, though. Please? Please, videoed game? The system for the story seems interesting, like it's entirely based on your card draws. At the very least, it's based on, like, getting certain levels of fan service, perhaps? Because I don't know if this is, like, full-on story scenes. Hi. Oh, he replaced her, so maybe... I don't know what I wanted to say here, but he replaced her. He replaced Vanille. So maybe it's based on, like, who I get in these parts, like what story I would end up going down? Question mark? Okay. Anyway, it's fine. Beep, boop, beep. I'm gonna choose... yeah. I want to get onto a route before I stop for the evening. I'll probably come back to this, though. Like, I'll probably play it again. So we can actually go down a route. This one. Monarch. Ah, shit, I got her again. I guess we're going down the Vanille route, probably. Based on what I'm seeing here. Okay. Interesting system, but a little confusing. That's what I mean. It's strange that it didn't offer, like, a tutorial. I feel like if they would have explained this a bit better, I would understand more. Oh no, woman! Of all the places worth investigating in this city, Club Morpheum naturally rests at the top of the list. With its claim of being the tallest skyscraper to heaven, why would they dare settle for anything less than being on top? I just wonder if they'll rethink their position once we do manage to break past their walls. For the Lapis to manage that, however, we have to learn what we're really dealing with. And so, that's why I'm here. Just to be safe, I've decided to let my keepers give me a temporary makeover before arriving at the club. All I asked was for something that makes me look like some bubbly magical girl protagonist looking for her charming hero on a white horse. For research purposes, of course. At once, I start looking for the front desk, although it seems like most patrons seem to know where to go on their own already. After passing a large marble statue of what I can only assume are 4 angels giving each other a thrill, I spy a reception desk. There's nobody here, so am I supposed to just wait till someone comes? I don't even see anybody around who isn't a customer. Excuse me, but do you have an appointment? Turning around, I met with a familiar face, albeit one who is already critiquing my presence in silence. Interesting to know that Indigo also works the reception desk. Somehow I thought Vanille would be having someone else other than her right-hand executive handle prospective clients. Putting on my best act, I try to meekly approach the desk. Excuse me, but I was wondering if someone could tell me what this place really is? I've seen the ads hundreds of times, but I've never been inside before. I take it this means you don't have an appointment? Sorry. Was I supposed to have one? Normally we don't take walk-ins for their first time. However, since you're already here, I suppose we could give you the tour as long as you don't make it a habit of assuming you're entitled to any more lenience. Until you sign with us. Oh, so you will give me a tour? That'd be wonderful. While I appreciate the enthusiasm, I won't be your guide.
Only because that's my job.
With an effortless whip of her locks, Vanille comes gliding out of the main elevators with her coat train drifting behind her. As she arrives at the desk, I catch the number 7 flashing on the elevator sign above.
The name's Vanille. It's a pleasure. So let me get this straight. You came without an appointment and still somehow managed to have Indigo make an exception for you? I would consider myself extremely lucky if I were you, darling. Considering who's my new tour guide, then I know I am. Oh, and off to a cute start you are. Even though you might have just made Indigo regret making an exception. I wonder if this makes you dangerous.
Giggling to herself, she waits for Indigo to return to the desk before pushing her coat against the counter. There's no way Vanille doesn't clock us. I mean, she seems to be keeping up the facade for now, at least.
Indigo, once you're done with that, could you please check room 1800?
Again? I thought you'd just gone to check on them after they received their ambrosia.
Well, what if I say I didn't? I promise it was for a good reason. You know how I get whenever Metzi sings tomorrow.
Metzi is the virtual cybernetic pop star who uses her hypnotic voice to entrance her parasocial fans into sacrificing their obsessions to have her come to life for them and to Vanille. That's crazy. So Migu if she were evil. This is the Miku evil append.
I just about want to drop everything no matter how many times I've heard it. Music really is one of the few things that...
Once she notices that I'm listening, she tosses her hand back with a coquettish smile to her assistant.
Anyway, could you just please, pretty please go do that for me? More treats will be added to your payroll, of course.
You already know that I'm going to do it, so feel free to do without the pretty please next time.
Oh, but that's not as fun. If you make any more demands, then I'll just go head back to the 4th floor to finish watching the rest of Metzi's concert while you run the tour. Although, I don't think that would be what our sweet guest would desire, would it?
Didn't you just come from the 7th floor? Both Vanille and Indigo look at each other at the same calculated pace. Catching on to them, I lean in with a whisper.
The elevator said you were coming from the 7th, not the 5th floor. Well, one can easily ascend up the stairs.
Maybe she can try to fool me, but why doesn't Indigo seem surprised by her lie?
I, for one, think you're a clever girl, but maybe not clever enough. Perhaps you might find some of our services able to help you with that, just so you can finally have a mind as illustrious as your ego. But come along, we have so much to discuss about the club.
Before I can excuse myself from Indigo, Vanille already has me linked arm in arm with her as we head into the club.
So, if you didn't know already, Club Morpheum is divided into 2 major sectors of services. We call them the Anima and the Animus. The Animus menu is straightforward, as we offer all of the usual services and accommodations designed to physically provoke the senses. The club provides all of the necessary stimuli to nourish a client's primal and physical needs. Oh, like what? Here at the club, we offer regular live entertainment, a full bar experience, and only the finest hosts of your choice. Our hosts tend to be our most popular draws, especially during special occasions, if you catch my drift, darling. We also have our casino on the 2nd floor upstairs, and our resort pools and spas on the 3rd, each carefully designed to appeal to more than just your 5 senses.
With all the Ascension talk, I find the pun funny that Vanille says I can always just take the stairs. There is something quite funny about an angel being the one to say that she could just take the stairs, but I guess she doesn't have her wings anymore, so it kind of makes sense.
Wait, there's more than 5? Oh? Did you not pay attention in school or something? Then again, I don't suppose that all mortals know that they have to retain such concepts when they first learn them. If you really didn't know already, the mortal body bears more than just the 5 core senses. There's also the ability to sense changes in temperatures or your pain levels, to perceive balance and a change of time, and those are just the start. The first step towards understanding what we really offer starts by throwing away those old notions. But of course, it's so very mortal of someone to stay so stuck in their ways until we get to them.
Of course she thinks that.
Looking over at the club, I still can't quite forget the moment the pulsing neon lights and bloody rose cocktail from that night. There's even some nights when I'm still haunted by the taste or even the sight of Vanille staring listlessly out into the starry night sky. Is this an inverse Dante's Inferno? I don't know. It could be, maybe. So this main club is considered a part of the anima sector? Which ones are included in the anima one, then? Now, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't you prefer if I slowly guide you down the rabbit hole? You see, while the Animus offers all of your typical resort menu, the Anima menu is only offered to the 4th floor and above. The higher you go, the higher the membership status you have to join or ascend into. And what would make someone want to ascend to those floors? The simplest answer? Our Anima menu is the only one in the world that simply caters to pleasure as the highest mortal to astral luxury. Here at Club Morpheum, our mission is to take one's pleasure seriously. We are not here to shame you or disregard your feelings, no matter how particular they are. Hence why we offer every kind of stimulation possible to invoke all the senses, not just those paltry 5. Upstairs past the 4th floor, you'll find virtual idol entertainment, sensory stimulation, and a private menu of carnal delights. The only real limit is what's included in your membership, but don't worry, that's why we offer several tiers. Even the most basic tiers guarantees you access to our equipment, or a short yet spicy time with one of our experienced hosts. Once you get to the top VIP spot, however, that's when you can truly bask in heaven without any limits. And when we say there's no limits, we truly mean it. From the bottom of our wingless hearts.
This place is just a glorified love hotel is crazy. No, if it was a love hotel, it would stay cheap. Kind of true, though. I mean, it has elements of true. It is partial of true.
For what you're offering upstairs, don't people get addicted to that kind of pleasure? Perhaps some do, but it's not something we're obligated to track. If a willing person wants something off our menu, all that matters is which tier they're in and whether it'll cover what they desire. Otherwise, we'll direct them to a tier more tailored to their liking, even if it adds a teeny bit to the cost.
No matter which company I cross, I can just taste the hollowness of their answers. Club Morpheum really is no different from the rest of them, is it? Holding back my annoyance, I force a smile while pretending to admire the visage of the bustling club. I find it tough to believe that some people here can tell when they've fallen prey to their pursuit of pleasure. Especially if you're offering virtual idols, hosts, and gigolos all under one roof, all of which I'm sure you wouldn't want them catching feelings for.
Aw, well, aren't you just underestimating your kind? Not that I don't agree with you most of the time, but I see no reason to question a willing client. After all, we're the only place they can turn to when it comes to escaping the harsh conditions of this city, let alone the world. If anything, pleasure is the only way most of them can withstand facing even 10 minutes of reality. The way we see it here, those 10 minutes can still go a long way. do you think someone can get that solely by experiencing pleasure and nothing else? Well, what else is as potent as pleasure? Any other emotion doesn't have the same ring to it, or even the kind of hold that desire and pleasure have. There's nothing more powerful than awakening the one experience that can unravel your senses and unleash such raw energy out of you. It only makes even more sense once you discover how the ability to respond to pleasure has been encoded into your mortal DNA, more than any other mortal state. Even including love? Love? You must be joking, of course. Love doesn't make people ascend, darling. Love only makes them bear the illusion that there's a science to pleasure, when in fact, it's simply an act of pure instinct. Honestly, there's no competition when comparing it to pleasure. When someone chooses to accept what lust and desire can do to their physical bodies, then their metaphysical ones will rise to achieve the impossible. Once a society can truly embrace such ideas, that's when they'll become closer to the unattainable, the celestial, the ascension. Vanille's eyes sparkle as she holds on to that thought, almost as if she's entering a trance. Then, with a single toss of her locks, she returns to me in a curt tone. I hope this will all be something for you to think about on your way out. My way out? Without warning, she snaps her fingers to summon her security. As it is right now, I'm sure it'd do wonders for you to join our mission. There's just one tiny little thing. Call it my penchant for dominance, or my right as an Astral, but I want to be the one to decide when that day comes for you. Meridian. Now that I'm surrounded, I know better than to push my luck any more than I have already. Run along now, pretty mortal. Better yet, go off and play with your sweet little cards, until I'm ready to catch you.
Okay. Since it didn't immediately shove me into another revelation, I'm going to assume that that means I'm on the Vanille route, question mark? Let me check by saving the game first. Me not remembering what all of my saves are. Just gonna go here, I guess. Revelation 4. Oh no, this is still a revelation part. Okay. Okay, Slay, I guess. Girl, I can't tell what the hell any of this means. I'm used to games having like previews of the screen that I was on before, so I'm looking at all these saves just like I have to go purely based off of timestamp to know what part of the game I was at. Nightmare. Nightmare world. Nightmare, I'm afraid. Anyway. Minor complaint, I suppose. I need to know if I got onto a route. I can't tell. We'll see. Okay. Anyways. For a city bound by night, it's always a mystery to me why its citizens can't seem to sense that the end is approaching. Sometimes I wonder if this city has been placed under a spell by some wicked god who hopes to spring it upon these mortals at their most vulnerable. Other times I wonder if this is what the Pantheon considers as an act of mercy, blindfolding them with normalcy so that the end won't seem so cruel. All of these mysteries are what continues to bring me back to this place to question my visions. Launching out into the distance, I summon my entire Lapis deck before me into a spiral. By the will of the Lapis, please hear my message. I summon the Arcana of your stars and demand clarity for the plans set upon the heavens above. While the Astrals bask in their palace above the clouds, the city remains as my last ground to seek out Cosmos. Down below, there's couples who have yet to meet, and once they do, their destinies will surely tap into all that's good and divine. Their Cosmos can not only save this city, but bring about a new future. If that is not what the Lapis has called me to continue to do, then tell me now and I'll change my course. But if this is what the Lapis seeks from me, then I prepare to do all it takes to find that miracle. I close my eyes, welcoming my Arcana's energy into my heart. I've done this so many times before that I can't imagine a world without the Lapis being here to guide me. Suddenly I hear a pair of footsteps coming up from behind me. Why am I not surprised to find you here? Hi, Void. Don't tell me you've been out here trying to offer a deal with the Pantheon.
Why would it even matter to you if I did or not?
Well, because you'd be wasting your breath with them. I can tell you now, they don't care what you have to say as a mortal or even an astral. Why else do you think I don't give a damn how they feel about me?
Fists curling, Void joins me in watching the perilous skies.
I know what they've said about me up there, or what they even don't. The times I've gone to visit them, they prefer to stay in their own little worlds. This city doesn't concern them anyway, and it's not like they'll suddenly be willing to care about it if they're going to get rid of it anyway. Luckily for me, that's what makes Albedia so much better of a place for safekeeping mortals.
Safekeeping. Is that how you choose to call your mission now?
Hey, Cybersol systems wouldn't be anything without keeping mortals on my mind. The fact that these misguided souls just need a kick in the right direction is why I'm here, and why they'll soon see why choosing my world was always going to be the obvious answer. And that's backed by actual data, mind you.
Is it really? Or are you citing your own silly whims again?
Coming up to the other side of us, Vanille slinks her way to the edge. Closing her eyes, she huddles against her furs while still finding pleasure from the wind sweeping through us.
Always the cocky one, Void. As we speak, the Pantheon can hear your every word. If you're not careful, this doomsday won't just be held exclusively for these mortals.
No question. I can take them. They've gone too long underestimating what I can really do, so it's about time they got to see me in action. You might need to start figuring out an escape plan if you don't want to get caught in the crossfire, Vanille.
And miss the chaos? Absolutely not. There's at least one thing we can agree upon, and that's the fact that those above don't hold this place to any high regard. They are a fickle kind who act upon one another, puppeting each other's strings like marionettes.
Noticing me beside her, Vanille breathes deeply into her furs.
As the Cyber God said, if you're hoping to find some answer before those above choose to strike, then you might be in the wrong profession.
Then why do the stars keep telling me otherwise?
My darling, the stars will lie when they need to protect themselves. You should be thankful that we've both given you this warning first before they decide to descend without any warning. If there's something to ask your silly cards about, then ask to be released from them, to break your own cycle before it's too late.
Listening to her words, I wish that the path to tomorrow could really be so simple. In moments like these of uncertainty, all I can do is summon the cards to me and hold them tightly in my arms, just like embracing a lover. There was a time before when I used to question the lapis, but only because I thought they were meant for somebody else to wield. Now that I'm standing here alone, and all I have is this gift to know that... Oh, this is a sentence. Alright, let me try again. Now that I'm standing here all alone, all I have is this gift to know that this is exactly where I need to be to start somewhere. The three take in the night air, paying respects to a violet moon that holds no promises. In that case, I need to be ready to stop you if you foil any of my plans for Albedia. I won't lose sight of what's brought me to the heavens and back. Not now or ever.
Well, neither will I. I have no intentions to return to heaven, but I doubt they'll even want me back. If anything, it's not my own plan in motion that I fear, but whether there will be any challenge to getting my way. And I do like a challenge every now and then, just to make things even sweeter.
I stay silent as they both begin to retreat, until I'm once again alone with my lapis and my thoughts. If no astrals really care for mortals, then I wonder how any of them ever noticed what it took for me to get this far with the lapis. It has to be why I know I'm strong enough to bring more kindreds together in the time we have left, right? Just then I spot a shadow on the floor slowly beginning to overtake mine. I can feel his strong back touching mine as he faces away from me to also look up at the stars. You don't have time to doubt anything, Meridian. That's not a luxury you should have ever been given in the first place. Consider yourself lucky. What if I've always thought of myself as lucky?
With each breeze, our backs brush up against each other, but neither of us are willing to turn around. All I have is the sound of his voice carrying to me, and the faintest brush of his fingers along my own. You might be lucky in that aspect, but don't overestimate yourself. Those astrals and their fortresses above will stop at nothing to keep people in the darkness even more than I do. The only thing they love more than toying with the fates of mortals is toying with one who believes in her own visions as gospel. So like it or not, you might just have a target on your back. Zephyr. Finally, I give in to the urge to turn around, but he's gone. All that's left is a wisp of shadow, and the moonlight shining above the city. In just a few minutes, dawn would be here if there was a sun again. If there's something to cling on to for tonight, it's the hope that I'll be the one to bring that light back, with the one force I know how to wield. Love.
Whoa. Eh? What's this now? Sometimes we're just here and we just do things. Minigame? Yeah, apparently this is a minigame and I can't pause, so I guess we just gotta do it. Sick. Oh, I can customize them. That's kind of fun.
The only lights guide you back to me. That Matt, thank you for being a member for 19 months of the emote tier.
It's the Cult of the Lamb segment? True. Oh no, I have to customize them? Nightmare. Random. Oh wow, it really does go like full random. That's fun. Sacrifice me, sacrifice me. I can't. If I really made this custom for you guys, it would take so long to get through this because we'd have to be like, well, what's your skin tone? What hair do you want? Do you want back hair? What color? I'd be here for friggin' aeons. I love you, but I can't. Lest we forget, I do want to try and end for freaking Foob at some point. I'm dying. Back hair option? Yes. That's what this means. This lets you change what the back hair looks like. Front hair, back hair, eyes, shirt, pants, shoes, glasses, or facial accessories, I guess. Frick, I don't know. Can you sacrifice Puntable? Sure. Although I really don't think we should, because Puntable's a baby. Puntable can't find love. I'm sorry. You know what? Sure. I don't know what to do. I guess I have to name them. I don't know, man. Yeah, sure. Toss some names, but no need to customize. I'm not leaving them naked. Make my OCs. There's too many. You don't understand. The power of choice is crazy. Yeah. We're truly just kind of letting things happen. We're letting the cards fall where they may. Social distance. Names are gonna look like this in the future. Randomize and name them after members? No. I'm already in too deep. It's whatever. Sure. I want to live in the future. They already look this bad, you know? It's so silly. And then what? Well, this is a fun design. Friend. Yeah, okay. Start minigame. Oh, finally a tutorial! Wow. Using a mouse is highly recommended. Click to collect enough hearts before time runs out. Accessibility option for heart collecting is available in settings. Okay. Keep your cult members happy by giving good advice. Bad advice will upset them and unhappy members will leave. Click the thought bubble to give advice. Couples drop more hearts than single cult members. Spend hearts to bring more people to your cult to increase production. Other characters will appear to try to sabotage your heart production by making your members unhappy. Repeatedly tapping them as they walk around will make them leave faster, but it will cost you 3 hearts. Can you leave? The curse of women. Hover to collect, I'm guessing, is the accessibility option. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, I have to literally, like, hover over them, I see. What does it mean when a potential romantic interest says they have no expectations? They don't care enough about you. You know what you're doing? You can't really compare. I'm gonna destroy you. How can I build trust with someone? Relationship and expectations. I'm going to beat this man up. Can you leave, brother? What does a healthy relationship look like? This. Dang, Lou is pretty dang happy, I must say. Can you frick off? How am I supposed to get 50 hearts? This is a nightmare, I fear. You know, giving relationship advice? Yeah, I'm speedrunning it. Ugh! Keeping a conversation going. Any tips? Recent hobbies and interests. I guess. Yeah, hobbies and interests still. Can you leave? Get out of here, little freak. Look, see, I'm popping off because they're already paired. I do love this for me. I'm this close. This time I'm really gonna do it. Based on trust. Phew. Sassy set of abs. That was stressful. How am I doing? Do I know? Everything's still locked, so I guess I haven't done anything yet. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do? This game's a little confusing, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I'm done here. Anyway, I'm done here. I have to make sure I get some food. Members is probably going to be a little bit later because I gotta eat. Maybe... I mean, I'm gonna set the waiting room and send it to you guys via Patreon, but it'll probably be up for like 9, if not a little bit later. I didn't expect this game to take as long as it did, but I also had a late start, so it's kind of on me. It's kind of on me too, also as well. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it here. I will probably play this game again though, because I'd love to get to an actual route. So that will be the plan. Oh, thank you once again for letting me play the game, Noshi Studios. Mwah! But yeah, so members later, for people who are members, check the Patreon once the link is up. Yeah. But no, I do want to play an actual route, so we will probably do that next time. Until then, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone, and until I see you again, Inotsu!